Welcome back to the Maternity Leave Trading Quest. We are 2 days in, and if I'm being 100% transparent, it's been a psychological battle already. My goal is to hit 100K by February 8th, 2027, starting with just over $5,300. But the market doesn't care about my goals. It only cares about liquidity. Tonight, I'm breaking down how I got scared out of a trade, how I clawed it back, and the silver play an associate put me on that's currently up 10%. Before we dive into the charts, let's look at the numbers. As of tonight, the account is sitting at $5,341.95. I'm down about $37 since I last checked in with you, but that's the reality of scaling a small account. Every dollar counts and every drawdown is a lesson. So now that you see where the money is, let's look at some liquidity concepts on the chart to see exactly how I got to where I am right now. I'm pulling up the charts for my day trading strategy first. Monday was definitely an emotional battle. I got scared out of a Tesla swing I'd held over the weekend for a loss. I did end up re-entering calls and using a coin call play to recoup those losses. So we'll jump into the charts here and I can show you what happened. So let's go ahead and jump into the chart here. So Sunday, I was amped up. I was super excited. I posted my first video, excited about the quest, and I did not sleep at all. I was up all night. I think I slept like 30 minutes, ended up sleeping until the market opened at my time, just say at market open 9:30 ET. And I saw that I knew Tesla wanted to like have a little tiny pullback, and I had been saying this thing is going to 450 over the last couple weeks with some folks I trade with, and I told myself if Tesla breaks the 9 a.m. low, then I'm gonna cut it because I don't want to risk it because I was already down a bit on that trade, and then lo and behold, I'll show you right here. Lo and behold, Tesla ends up sweeping that 9 a.m. low and exploding all the way to 450. So I had cut the Tesla swing I had. I did end up getting back into Tesla and riding that up, I think, and I didn't ride it all the way to 450. So I think I got out before the lunch hour and ended up going all the way to 450. So I missed out yesterday probably on like $2,000. That would have put the account over 7 racks. That would have been a great way to start the challenge and a great way to start a Monday in the week. But I did go ahead and recoup some of those losses. And then I went ahead and traded coin as well because it had a similar setup. So we got a sweep of the 8 a.m. low. Here by the 9 a.m. candle, I entered around 10 a.m. and then rode that up. I didn't ride that all the way up to previous week high, which was my far target. I had a target of like around 209, 212, and then previous week high. So I did cover all the losses with these two trades. And I think I end up only being down like $20 or something like that. So I was upset with myself about lack of sleep, lack of preparation, but then happy with myself as far as the execution on money to recoup those losses. So let me go ahead and go to today. So I knew Tesla was due for a pullback because there was just complete exhaustion at that 450 level. Big money, retail, everyone was taking profits there. And I know a lot of late bulls got trapped yesterday. So I was like, okay, this is probably going to pull back to at least previous day like equilibrium, which is the midpoint of the 24-hour candle. And sure enough, it did, but it went lower. We took out, we swept previous day close, and really, I should have known that we were going to hit previous day open. So I jumped in too early. I did take an L on that. I broke a rule, and I'm already nicked myself. I'm like, that's bad. Don't do that. Of more than $300 loss, but I did want to get it back because I felt like I didn't prepare again. I like woke up a little too late. So it was like 2 days in a row. It's like the sleep is catching up to me. So what I did is close that trade, and then I just waited for Tesla to show its hand and show that it was going to reverse. So around the 1 p.m. candle, that's when I said, okay, we hit this 422.89 level, bounced real hard. Let me look for a call to recoup those losses again. I went ahead and did that and rode this all the way up till that like 435 level. So I recouped the loss in the morning, and then I also took a Meta call because let me pull up Meta here. So I got excited about Meta because I saw that it swept previous week low and previous day low. So I was like, this is a good opportunity, good setup to go long. So let me drill back down to the 1 hour here. So I ended up taking a call right about like here. And I was expecting us to, I was playing the 24-hour range, so a sweep of the previous day low. I was expecting us to go to previous day high, but it just ended up being pure chop for the rest of the day. And I got it. I did close in the green, so in this last 3 p.m. candle, I got out here probably like 40-50 bucks, and then ended up today from the last 2 days of trading, like I said at the beginning, being down like $37 or something. So not horrible. Day trading wise, I'm going to be watching Meta, Tesla, and Coin. Next, let's look at the chart for my current swing. So an associate of mine mentioned there was a correlation between semiconductor chips and silver, and I checked the SLV chart myself, and I thought the setup was super clean, and I moved SLV right to the top of my list for swing trades. So that position is already up 10% and showing some strong momentum. However, I am at my limit. I'm just going to keep it to having one swing open at a time. So I won't be opening any new positions. And I want to ensure that my buying power stays focused on just my day trades. So here we have the SLV chart. I have the 1 month pulled up, and I like that we got, actually didn't add it there. I like that we got a nice bounce off this monthly bullish imbalance. We got two ticks off that in a real strong move this current month. The weekly, we got a gap up. I like that. I would like us to gap and go and keep moving forward. My clear target here is 85.27 on the weekly, and ultimately that previous quarter high. And then I'll drill down to the 24-hour chart. So you can see that yesterday was a super strong move. I didn't want to chase that move. I wanted to ensure I got in on at least a smaller pullback, which I did get. I was telling someone that I wanted to get in at $76, 76 strike, sorry. So my first target is going to be 81.28 for this. Next target is going to be 86.77. And then if it's just moves super clean, we could get that 97.76. So I'll probably use still like a 20% trailing stop on this. So if I'm up 20%, that's where I want to keep it. I'm aiming for like 50% on this trade here. So I don't have any more room for swings. I'm going to be watching SLV, holding it in the portfolio until further notice. So finally, the charts for my long-term plays. My QS and SNAP leaps are currently sitting in the green. However, I have to be transparent about a bull leap that I have. The position is majorly underwater, down 87%. However, it does expire in January 2027. So I will be holding that to at least break even on that move. So because of all that, I will be pausing any new leap entries to keep buying power liquid for day trades, like I said with the swing trades. Okay, so let's dive into the snap charts. I'm gonna drill down from the yearly down to the 24, or like basically weekly, so you can see why I entered. So I got in this snap leap after we swept that 482 level. I figured, how low can it go? You know? So beat up stock, got those high time frame sweeps. You can see over here, and it was moving real nice. Thought we would get over previous year low after earnings, even though I should know that Snap never acts well after earnings. But the my long-term target is 1790. I have relative equal high sitting there, so I have a lot of time on these contracts. I'm not in any rush on those. Here is the quarterly chart. Had gotten some movement, like I said, last month, but after earnings, a little dip, but still in the green. And what a little bit concerning for me is that if you look at this monthly candle range, we did get a sweep of previous month high, hard reject. I do not want to see this go back to 455. If it does, I'll hold on to it because I got in so low. I think I'd still be break even or around that area. And the comms were pretty cheap. So I am hoping to see us just sweep this previous week low here and end up bouncing off that bullish imbalance and heading back up to previous year low. So that is what I got going on for Snap. QS, really like this monthly setup here. So I drew a fib set from the previous year low to previous year high. We got in discount, so we got below that 50% retracement level, got into the golden pocket, bounced off that monthly bullish imbalance, and then took off. So I'm looking for this to get back up to that 1787, 1907 level. And then let me show you the weekly. So we've broken out of previous week high, no sweeps, which is always good for me. So next step I'd like to see is us tagging this bearish imbalance here on the weekly, sweep, blasting through previous month high, blasting through previous quarter high. Even though there'll probably be some pullbacks at those high time frame levels, but I would like to just see continued movement upwards. And then just so you see it, today was some nice movement that got me back into the green. This is a 24-hour candle. So those are my leaf trades. Actually, sorry, let me show you bull. It's so awful, but let me show it to you. So this is bull. Looks like that all-time high is about $80, and the lowest low it got was 450. So I will be sitting in this for quite some time, looking for at least to get up to those key levels. I'd like to see at least $18 on this one. I'll be holding for quite some time. There's the monthly chart. The real draw, I think, is 33.33. I really like the number. It's like angel numbers. I don't know. We'll see if we get there. So we have earnings again in next week. So let's see if we can get a boost there. I really like to break even for this. So yeah, we need at least $18. Would love that 33.33. And those are my lead plays. One thing I want to highlight is the simplicity of my setup. So I'm doing all this entirely from my iPhone and iPad, and I'm not on leave yet, but I do love the freedom that this gives me to be mobile throughout the house or wherever I am, traveling, whatever it may be. So I really just handle my charting on the iPad and execute my trades on the iPhone. And that right there just proves you don't need a massive desk to trade with precision. The goal is 100K by February 8th, 2027, and the strategy is all about liquidity concepts. If you want to follow this journey from 5K to 6 figures, make sure to subscribe to Golden State Capital. I'll be back with another update after the market close and after our session ends this Thursday.